There was a rocky island, in the Caribbean, where a mansion, called Acoustic, was situated. It was at the very edge of Cantilever Cliff. It vibrated constantly, to the sound of loud music. Passers-by often wondered if ever there was silence at such noisy place, and what the occupants did inside those many rooms.
Can you still hear the music from here?
But one person, Mr. Foot Tapamore, being the most curious person ever, could not stop wondering what went on there, so he decided to climb the cliff and have a good look, despite the loud din. As Tapamore got close to the front door, he could feel the strong sound vibrations that tended to push him backwards. But despite such difficulty, he managed to read an outside poster, inviting visitors in. "Please, please, do come in," said a loudspeaker, "and visit all our music chambers. Domestic, reception, miraculous, fanciful, sol dearly, lamentable, sisterly, exit." "Yes, I will surely go in, and find out what goes on in there," said Tapamore, to himself. In the first reception room, the curious visitor heard how a piano, an accordion, and bowed strings generated many tango swings. Tapamore tried himself, doing the tango swings, and thought, complicated, very complicated. After his weak attempt, he decided to go and see what was happening in the next room, listed as domestic. There he joined in the chow-chow that seemed essentially to bring lots of amusement, among other things. Dancing the chow-chow came easy to Tapamore, because having easily mastered the steps, he now looked to tackle the next challenge. So he found a suitable costume, and started going to the miraculous room, listed for samba. With sporadic whistling and beating of drums, samba plucked much movement of bombs. And created an audience of incredulous moms, watching their daughters, to the sound of mambo, moving their chums. Much enjoyment that merely surfaced after drinking 2 rums. Tapamore, sad after having stopped dancing the samba, went to the next fanciful room to experience mambo and cumbia. After this experience, he walked out into an adjoining external chamber. where he changed his costume, putting on a warm woolly poncho, with an ear-flat hat, to brave the high-altitude whistling winds. Where panpipes procure the wind's transit, and vibrate into a cuica for the Andean man, who is just happy to worship the sun, as the high-altitude winds procure a great tan. He then re-entered the mansion, and walked along a corridor that led to the lower floors. The floor was littered with all types of hats, so he put one on before entering the next room. But, south of the border, the bolero, a rhythm soft and mellow, appeals to the average fellow. For dancing, cheek to cheek, and blowing like a bellow. Now he felt the music in his bones, his limbs did different dances, and all the tunes were spinning in his head.
And the music goes down and around when it comes out here.
Yet, in the last listed, sisterly room, Elvish the Pelvis played his rock and roll, as others twisted the night away.
It won't take long. We're gonna do the twist, and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. Yeah, let's twist again, like we did last year.
Here, Tapamore, in his Elvis costume, just watched the steps in amazement. Finally, he walked towards a door marked X-E-T, and approached it, to read a note hanging from the doorknob that said,
Open me, if you dare, for the most wonderful experience in your life.
Nervously, then Tapamore gently turned the handle, but the two leaves of the door violently swung open, and he was sucked into a new multicolored vortex. The suction dragged him out of his Elvis suit and into a whirling vortex, taking him into a new dimension. He landed up in a beautiful garden and never remembered having experienced the visit to the acoustic mansion. In this way, the mansion made sure of a constant stream of visitors, who came back again and again, each time like if it was their first time. This kept its dancers amused forever and ever. So very sorry, this is the end of our story.